Yep. We're finally reviewing this thing. We're finally reviewing Crash Bandicoot. I've been ignoring this game for a very long time, since it first began. I'm finally reviewing this game. As we all know about Crash Bandicoot, it's been around since pretty much 1996, where Nintendo was actually succeeding in its goal for Super Mario 64, exactly the same year that this game came out, showing which one has better qualities and better platformers out there. The game's story is plain and simple. An evil mad scientist named Dr. Nero Cortex was planning to take over the world and use Crash Bandicoot as his lab experiment and weapon. However, it failed. Didn't the catcher Crash, but instead got Crash's girlfriend Wampa held captive by Dr. Nero Cortex. So it's up to our main antagonist, Crash Bandicoot, to collect all the gems and reach toward the levels at the very end to do platforming video game style and use a magical mask named Aku Aku, so that helps Crash throughout the entirety of the game. When he takes a hit, he'll lose them. But when he grabs another mask, he becomes invisible, which makes it almost easier to get through this game. But believe me, when I played this game before at my friend at Hina's place, it was very difficult getting through it. This game is no walk in the park at all. It becomes really hard later on in the game. You'll be jumping on enemies, use that classic spin attack. Heck, you'll be doing this quite a lot. And believe me, you'll be dying a couple of times to get to the very end of the level. You'll find in bonus areas, as in finding amazing bosses. Most of them are pretty easy to handle, but believe me, even this game will become a lot harder once you get this far into the game. To not give too much away, this game is downright pretty fun and pretty good. But for an old game for the PlayStation that came out in 1991. All you have to do is jump on crates, boxes, to complete the game 100%. So like any type of player that played this game in 1996, use cheat codes. I use cheat codes to get through this game pretty fast, as including finding bosses. And the final boss is obviously Dr. Nero Cortex. It's just to beat the game 100%. You'll handle like many dangerous challenges on the way too. There are like several different levels and pretty good soundtrack to listen to. And I'm glad they redesigned Crash Bandicoot for the Xbox One, PS4, even the Switch. And to give Crash his quality a new style from his weird 1996 counterpart. We come a long way to see our beloved Bandicoot finally got what he probably deserves. A perfectly good franchise that's been dead for like nearly 10 years of no other Crash Bandicoot games. And The last one was pretty much the mutant one. Now next is the sequel, Crash Bandicoot 2, The Wrath of Cortex. This one's a pretty good game too. Oh, in the sequel we get the first appearance of Coco, Crash Bandicoot's sister. In this one, Cortex redeems himself, or does he? And to tell Crash Bandicoot to find all the mystical crystals in the game, and it's up to him to find them all. Find all the crystals. So it's the very end of the level. The game is pretty much what you expect from other Bandicoot games. It plays basically the same, but a little bit more, shall we say, in bare designs. And for an old Bandicoot game from 1997. Like in the first one, you have to collect all the gems and find hidden secrets. Basic platforming stuff, where Ooga Ooga the mask, to protect you from this entire journey of gameplay. Fight interesting bosses, like Reviéw once again. Because the game's franchise ain't perfect without playing the classic main villains throughout the franchise. Riding a polar bear, baby polar bear, to get throughout the journey without smashing into logs and walls. And not to mention getting chased by a giant snowball or a giant polar bear. In bonus stages. And riding vehicles to get to the very end of the stage. But once you collect all the crystals, once you realize Cortex was just tricking Crash to make sure he'll use them to take over the world. Also, Dr. Nitro from the first game performs himself as make sure he uses some sort of machine to get rid of Dr. Cortex's machine. Just like the first game, you get like multiple endings. If you 100% this game and find all the secrets, you get the best ending to defeat Cortex once for all. But believe it or not, the final battle is pretty lame and simple. Crash chase after Cortex and you had to get him and then beat the game. That's pretty much it. I'll talk about the third one another time, since this video can only make a little bit of room. Yep. That's part of the plan.
Let me walk you to my complete laser installation.
So I give both Crash Bandicoot, the first game, classic, It's a good game.
Would you like to do the honors?
8 out of 10, and this game, the sequel, a 9 out of 10, being the greatest sequels out there. Great soundtrack, great voice acting, and most of all, both of these games are amazingly great. And downright fun on the play. And if you love playing Crash Bandicoot games, these ones are totally worth your time. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys when I review other long-forgotten games in the near future. Leave a like and subscribe like an awesome guy. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.